Um, was having a bit of a technical issue. I guess my microphone jack really has to be jammed into the computer for it to pick up audio. It's using a splitter that connects the audio and the voice record into the computer. I'm haven't got my hapag yet, so wait for that. It might be in tomorrow. It might be in 13 days. I'm not sure what game I'll do first. Probably gonna do an RTS. It depends on which one I get off Steam. I already have Command and Conquer 3. We'll be getting Kane's Wrath soon, plus a few others. I was gonna do a Command and Conquer 4 eventually, but I just did some research on it and it looks terrible. So if I do that, it'll be later on as a kind of a gag, because it takes the fun out of it's a fun out of me of an RTS, and that's harvesting and building up a base and the like, and they've replaced it with unit caps. I don't like unit caps. I want to build a massive base, I want to build a massive army, I want to move in and essentially blitzkrieg my enemies. But I can't do that in this particular game, so who knows. Let me check my Steam. I currently have, as far as Steam goes, Command and Conquer 3 Siberian Wars, and I'm downloading Wargame European Escalation, which is another RTS, but I'm going to want to get comfortable with that one first, because the only RTSs I've ever played is Red Alert. And maybe a few others, but this is back during the mid to late 90s, and I haven't PC gamed since then, so I have a lot of catching up to do. I could do a couple LPs on my PS4, but I've still got the 500 gigabyte hard drive, and I want to make sure that I get my 2 terabyte hard drive in before I do anything else, just in case something happens where I lose a save file or something. I know roughly how to do it in theory, but in practice, who knows. It'll be a while before I get my PS3, and it might be next month, it might be till sometime in 2016, and I really want to do the Final Fantasy series in chronological order, 1 through 9, including the Final Fantasy 2, which I hate, and by 2 I mean the original 2, not the actual 4 I like. But I want to do them in chronological order, and I hate the second one. Uh, I like level grinding in RPGs, to be honest with you, but the second one takes it to a whole new level. When I'm complaining about level grinding in an RPG, you know something's wrong. I think I'd have fun commentating over an RPG. As I said, I'm an introvert, not exactly a talkative person, which is why I'm doing an RTS. I feel like I can commentate over a RTS and still play the game smoothly, where if I did what I was originally going to do in that Super Mario World platformer, I have to concentrate on that. I don't know if I'd be able to do it. Or at the very least do it live, and I'd rather do it live than post commentary, but we'll see. I do have my Retro and Hyperkin 3, as I've mentioned, that's the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis console all in one. Got a couple games for it, and I'll be doing some, not LPs, but first impression videos, because eBay is stock full of cheap games that you can pick up where the shipping and handling is endlessly more expensive than the game itself, especially for the Genesis. And some of these I've yet to fully experience. I've just dabbled with them. One of them I don't even know how to play. And I'll be getting to that one soon because that's the one I want to talk about because it pisses me off. It's a MiG flight simulator, and I don't know how to do flight simulators on a console to begin with, let alone one with a Genesis controller. I have a 6-button Genesis controller, but it's aftermarket, cheap, and the extension cord's maybe 2 feet long, if that. Also, I don't know if I've never had a Genesis controller when I was a kid, but okay. My Retron Hyperkin 3 is not even a foot away from me in the cord, barely makes it to here. It is beside my computer, maybe 8 inches away. This cord barely makes it to my screen, and I don't remember the Genesis. I've never had a 6-button Genesis controller when I was a kid, but I do remember using them at a friend's house, and you hear that rattling? I don't remember that rattling. And I find it weird that a 6-button Genesis controller is actually smaller than the original 3-button one. I'm a big guy, I have big hands. And that tiny controller is not comfortable for me. But oh well. I don't have that many Super Nintendo games, so I'll do some first impression on those and maybe attempt some LPs on that. I only have DuckTales for the Nintendo. I grew up in the 8-bit era of gaming, but I had a Game Boy. My parents weren't able to afford a Nintendo for me, so my first home console, well, actually my first console was a Commodore 64. But my first video game console was a Sega Genesis, and that's what I remember growing up gaming with, plus the PC. My dad tried to get me into PC gaming, and I enjoyed it, but I preferred the consoles because I prefer the simplicity of a controller over the complex keyboard, joystick, and mouse. I enjoy the I enjoy the I got used to the keyboard, joystick, and mouse controller as a kid, but it was damn expensive back then, and yeah, that was back then. I don't even want to know what it's like now. I found out that my PS4 controller can plug into my laptop, and I can use that to play the TIE Fighter X-Wing games off Steam, but doesn't feel right. I got no room on my desk for a joystick, so I'll have to use those, but don't expect me to do all piece of them. I'm still trying to figure it out, and I had TIE Fighter as a kid, but I also had a manual for it. I know there's an option where you can get unlimited ammunition, but I don't want to use that. I feel that's kind of cheating, and when I play the game, I run out of ammo and I got no lasers to shoot, so I spend the time flying around till the time runs out or I die. Anyways, I do have the N64, which I'll be doing some LPs and first impressions on, but don't expect much out of it. The N64, I had such high expectations for it, and it failed for me. The jump from console gaming 2D to 3D was ugly. Really, really ugly. And what the PlayStation eventually got right, the N64 struggled with. And also, the N64 was the 3D platform console. There's only one 3D platformer game I've ever played that I liked, and that was Super Mario 3D Land. 3D World looks fun, but you don't have a Wii U, and until they come up with a Wii U that's significantly bigger than a 32 gigabyte hard drive installed on it, I ain't getting one. 32 gigabytes, my SD card for my 3DS is that size. Anyways, yeah. So I'll probably be doing Command and Conquer 3. I'll be doing it blind, possibly. Also, at the very least, semi-blind, where I play a couple of missions to familiarize myself with the controls, and then from there on afterwards, I'm ignorant to it, and I swear I never do an LP blind, and that's the first one I'm doing. But my reasons for pretty much hating blind LPs, which is people get stuck, they don't know where to go, they don't know what to do. I feel that's kind of moved in an RTS where you know what the mission is and the map's kind of small so you can explore. And might even be beneficial because let's be honest, people love seeing people fail. Or at the very least struggle. I already mentioned my book, and I don't even want to talk about my book. Go view my other announcement for that. Feel like I should talk about more, and I've used up 12 minutes of time. If I can figure out how to do commentaries where my friends are involved, I like to do that similar to a Hellfire.com or BrainScratch.com, where I have my friends Amy, Melanie, and Greg. Though Greg will probably take over the LP. He's a huge attention whore, and we'd be talking about him and what he'd want to do instead of the game or anything else. On a personal subject, I'm in a relationship. Holy shit. Not only am I in a relationship, but I asked her out. Yes, I'm 32 years old. This is the first woman I've ever asked out. Joys have low self-esteem, being an severe low self-esteem and being an introvert. Also being dense to flirtation, which this woman was not. Uh, hmm. There's a huge age difference. It's 13 years. Not only is there a 13-year, is she 13 years younger than me, she's 13 years younger to the day. We honestly have the same birthday. This relationship is so cute, it's sickening. But I like it. Don't judge. That's all you want, I don't care. What else? What else? What else? I feel like I've wasted enough time. I came to talk about what to expect. As I said, I'm going to be doing a junk playlist, which is where I'm going to be doing learning how to edit and the like with the video editing software and the capture card. If you want to see them, go ahead, but it's going to be me. It's going to be me learning, and it's not going to be very entertaining unless you like stupid shit, and I don't know, you feel like you can teach me something, or you just want to laugh at failure. It is so bloody humid right now that I feel like my asshole and balls are soggy. Oh, I hate this heat. I hate this humidity. And this this is September 7th, and these past few weeks have gone from being so hot that you don't even want to wear a shirt and pants to being almost October-like weather where you're wearing long sleeves and a hoodie. Or in my case, long sleeves and a leather jacket. I don't own a hoodie. Joys of being in Canada. People think Canada is supposed to be ice cold because it's up north. No, it gets boiling hot up here. Especially when you live near the lakes, which I do. I live near not only do I live near Lake Ontario, I live through near several rivers and lakes. Great for fishing. Ah, fishing, how I miss you. Anyways, I'm rambling now, so I'll let you guys go, and whoever sees this will probably see it far, far too late for this to matter. But anyways, take care all. Bye.